have something very stupid to show you. Hope chat is ready. I was talking about last time that I needed iframes, and I was experimenting with things that give iframes, and there was just one that was very unintentionally dumb, and I just loved how stupid it looked, and I'm like, I can't envision it any other way. I can't picture doing this anything other than what we're about to witness. So brace yourselves, chat. The dumb is coming. Let's go ahead into Mayhem. Oh, I love that picture-in-picture. I wonder why it doesn't quite capture that. I find that very, let's say annoying, but disappointing that it still doesn't want to look at the right window. We'll do window title must match, so that way if it's not there, it doesn't show. Maybe that'll stop it from giving me stuff I don't need. Yeah, that'll be there. So I have some new RAM watches compared to last time. I did find a code that made me invincible, so that was nice to stumble upon. I found that by observing the frames of animation, like when you get hit, I was curious what changes, because I know like you don't have a hitbox anymore, so I was going along the thought process, if you can't be hit if you're already hit, does that mean you can fit in areas you're not supposed to? So while I was taking that logical experiment to its conclusion, I came across the dumbest thing I have ever seen. So I will show it to you. I'm going to load up the save file properly just to make sure everything is working okay. And I love it so much. I will tweak it only a little bit, but I think it'll be in the final version no matter what. I love it, chat. So let's show off some of the buttons. So I did improve the character a bit. Let's go ahead and switch it over. Get the what. Save here. In case something goes weird. I'm gonna launch it. The one thing I'm working on is I actually have like what's a leap stone ability. You can see I actually had different height jumps. Although it looks like I still have to kind of work out some of the kinks of it. You can see like I have like a little bounce there. So that means like if we want to use this as progression, this thing actually kind of has a leap stone. And with leap stone, I just want to show you. So this is just with the jump buttons, not with the other buttons. Oops, I let go too early. Yeah, I have to work out some of the jank though. It's not quite there. There we go. So I gotta clean up how it detects the second jump a little bit, but it shows that you can make it there with the second jump. One thing we were looking at last time, I just have like a straight up flight ability. So I decided to make the gravity a bit weird because I feel like this character should feel awkward to play. So this character plummets like a rock, but they go slower upwards. So I think the intent with this is that double jumping and what I'm going to call the gravity boots are always going to be much faster vertical forms of travel. So it kind of goes along the same lines of Alucard. So we no longer go like off screen with the gravity jumps. But essentially now if I just hold R2, which I'm going to call the gravity boot button, we can have flight if we have leap stone. So this would be the other vertical travel. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. You could just make them fall super fast. So it's kind of like a really awkward bat. You have the glide mechanic we saw before. I'm going to tie that into probably a default ability, and then if you get Soul of Bat, you'll get like the free range movement. I feel like that's pretty fair. And the gravity boot thing obviously doesn't work unless you have gravity boots. Just something that I added, and you can't do it multiple times like that unless you have a Leap Stone or Soul of Wolf or Power of Mist. Now, Chad, I've been teasing you. I'm gonna show you the absolute stupid. So let me explain something to you before we show it. There are not many states the Axe Armor can be in, right? Alucard himself has many states. Think of it this way. A state is just something like standing, crouching, attacking, being hit, the what animation, anything where he's in a pose other than his default is a state. So you could see along the bottom, he's in state 40. When I jump, he's state 42. So there's a state for when you get hit, and look what happens when I just enable this as a button. Oh my god, I love it. He does the little kick animation. It gets me every time. You can also do one where he just falls backwards. Oh my gosh. You can also do it midair. And then he just kind of like face plants. Oh my gosh, chat. I want this in the game so bad. Oh no. The only thing I want to fix is making sure if he does this, he falls forward. I love it. Yeah, the little kick animation, it gets me every time. Just bunk. I know. I was playing around with this yesterday and I was like, I can't handle this. Look at the kicks. And you can slide on the ground like this too. Look at the iframes, by the way, chat. The iframes are real. Oh, I face planted now. I love it. Funk. And you know what? I think that is my favorite form of iframes in the game. Just bunk. I think the Axe Lord armor should be entertaining to watch. And I feel like chat seeing this would be very entertained. So there is almost nothing I want to do with it. It's amazing. Just look at this. It's just like he's the panic. It's like the cartoons where they're like kicking in the air and then they just kind of fall. Oh my gosh. I was in tears yesterday. I was not expecting that. Because I'll show you what his normal animation looks like, just so chat is aware. So normally he falls on his butt, and I wanted to do that one, but then I saw this, and I'm like, no. I am not fixing that. That is staying in the game. Like, look at that, chat. It is very much like a cartoon where he just starts, like, propelling, and then he just plunks. So one thing that's interesting about this state, we'll talk about more serious things for a moment, is, is this landing animation 41? I actually don't know what 41 is on the axe armor. You might notice it skips from 40 to 42 when you jump. Huh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, 41 is moving. Okay, 41 is moving. We don't need that one. I mean, I can get him stuck in the moving animation if I really want to, but... Yeah, I know. So I was thinking, see how he, like, still bonks on that? If there's, like, some way I can move his hurt box... Like, see, he still has collision. That's the only thing I want to fix about this. And also his facing. Because I want to make sure that if you jump like this, he falls forward rather than backwards. But that's like a very minor thing. Hammock percentage. Hello, 50 keys. Oh, 50 keys. I think you missed it earlier. We were showing lethal food. I think you were the person asking for it. Where is it? We'll look at the killer parfait. Give me a moment, chan. So we're gonna throw it. Where's the... Okay, I see it. Okay, so we're gonna throw it. We're gonna go ahead and freeze. There's something called the activation number. If we make it mimic what the thrown weapon damage number is, so we're gonna give it a 2. We're gonna acknowledge that it has a damage value of 16, right? So, like, it heals me for 16, but, like, but what if... We gotta find something still alive. Hope you're doing well, 50 keys. Oh, why is it not working? Oh, I might need to keep the other effect on. Hold on. Let's turn off the familiar, because he's gonna go on a killing spree. Stop that. Demon card, you're too useful. Oh, where's... Okay, so... Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So, I wrote down some numbers. Maybe I just have to copy them from before. It might be because this value is not here. I think this has to be, like... Actually, you know what I could do? Rather than copy it again. Smarter idea. We're gonna briefly have a throwable, because that's what I was basing it off of. Also, the activation number didn't freeze. That would also probably do it. Did I really get cursed? Did that really just happen? I paused for like a second to go fix it. So you can see... Okay, so here's a good example. So when I go to throw it, the activation number is 2. That's what determines if the item you throw has a hitbox or not. Interestingly, the... Yeah, like if I were to freeze all these values, let's say hypothetically. Go in and just... Yeah, it unfortunately doesn't duplicate the effect, but... If I unfreeze this... I keep everything else the same. Also, that item heal value looks insane. I'm kind of curious what this is gonna do. So we're gonna double check what the bare minimum is to make food lethal. I think it's just activation number 2. That heals 73. Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, the lethal food. Oh, they're getting wrecked. Oh my gosh, chat. Oh, no, it's a trap. No parfait for you. They have allergies, chat. It's terrible. So if we set the damage value very low, say 1 damage. Oh, I didn't mean to transform. Wrong button. Let's land and try that again. Is he really? You really gonna do that to me right now? There we go. It does repeated damage per frame. Oh, interesting. Is that what this number does? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, chat. I think I learned something. So is this literally just the interval it ticks for damage? Oh, no. Yeah, it is. Oh, that's some lethal food, chat. Just he gets annihilated. Okay, so interval is damage interval. Let me specify that. Oh my. I thought it was an animation interval, but no, it's damage interval. Yeah, so we could play with that. So if I make it like slower and more fair, I could leave the other healing items. That would actually allow me to balance the food fight a bit better, actually, because I was worried I'd have to put everything at a low value. But anyway, we're gonna put it at like 50. 50 for 50 keys. Welcome, Eldritch. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we were experimenting. This is something I knew of some of the codes from some of the other watches, but I never played around with them. So yeah, we have super lethal food. Like, have a parfait ectoplasm. Now, I think a downside to this is it doesn't like it if I throw too many. Like, if I throw... like, a good example here. Something like this. Oh, no. Or let's just go towards me in a weird angle. They really doing that to me right now? So the other one that I threw didn't have the hurt box briefly. You might have seen. Like, see that? So it doesn't like to be chucked multiple times, but if you chuck it once, still pretty good. Now, I noticed some of the food animations hit differently than others. I feel like Nanto is more consistent than that. What if we unlock the damage amount? Oh, we could do that. We were doing that earlier. Bonk. What would peanuts be like? I actually don't have any to test. I could just, like, mash items and hope I get it. Actually, I'd have to mash merchant. Give me a moment, chat. Most importantly, corn dog. Yeah, we can have throwable corn dogs. Oh yeah, I don't know what peanut will do. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna disable the frozen code for a second. So, like, what does this even do when I throw it normally? I was gonna do that to reset the values. I mean, that might work. Okay, so we're just gonna give it the same activation number as a thrown weapon. If you're curious, chat, I only know a couple of the numbers. 130 is the neutron bomb. So if you want to make anything neutron bomb, you just put activation number to 130 and it'll just kill them randomly. Oh, I don't think it works on peanut. Oh no, it didn't freeze it. Sometimes, chat, I hit freeze and it just doesn't freeze. I don't know why. I'm gonna blame Abyssal kludginess. Oh, it works. Oh, that is so awkward. But yeah, you could chuck the peanuts at him. Oh, I'm trying to hit, like, up and eat, but it keeps doing the time stop. That's annoying. Let me switch what hand the peanuts are on. But we can also throw the local favorite. Neutron bomb nuts, exactly. Yeah, I could just, like, flick a peanut and kill the whole screen. Yeah, I thought it was up and a button. But that's fine. Oh, the corn dog has, like, a lasting hitbox. Interesting. The corn dog properties are real, chat. So awkward to use. So I think what I'll have to do is I could probably lock in the interval so that every food is more consistent, unless it's a high food value. If you get something like sirloin, then it's like that's too powerful to have tick that often. But we'd probably freeze it and give it like an interval of even just be 2. It doesn't have to be anything like super high. Oh, I'm too slow. The lining up of it is horrible. I think I'm just mostly missing the alignment. Anyway, I'm gonna give up on the peanuts. Yeah, we can just chuck peanuts at people all day. Still giving me items, apparently. Hello, Jewel Knuckles. Oh, death via peanut. I mean, I guess we could test this on Archdemon since we're here. Oh, you could just hold it? Didn't know that. Oh, that killed instantly. That's what I'm looking for. Only there's a way to make it more horizontal. Protect me, Peanut Masters. There we go. Oh, that bounce means it can kind of get them on the ground for a little bit. Oh, the anti-Fleeman tech. Who would have thought, chat? Peanut is the best item versus Fleeman. It just perfectly catches them every time. Nope. Oh, the floor caught it. Oh, got him on the way down. Get wrecked. I hate that so much. Oh, it bounces on the ceiling. Interesting. Oh, he does like a little pose. Game, please. Yeah, I didn't realize he had a little pose for that. That's kind of funny. I mean, this one would probably be useful on the Archdemon. Oh, they actually both kept their hitboxes that time. Interesting. He got deleted. I just had to lock them under him. He died instantly. But yeah. Killer peanuts, chat. I'm feeling chat will be spamming this command on me. They're like, kill with the food. Yeah, peanut actually legit. It's a little awkward, but I think it will definitely be in the pool of food items for sure of what could be chosen. Because I feel like the bouncing nature of it makes it pretty solid. And actually, because I'm not spawning an effect, I could just have 2 different food items too. So you might be able to dual wield 2 different foods. You might have the banana when you need to give them the business, or the peanut if they're trying to fly above you. Because I'm only locking in the activation number, which shouldn't matter. So in theory, I should be able to do this. And both of them should work. I could have like a no-fly zone. Oh, a second anti-aired. The problem, as I said before, is sometimes it eats the hitbox of the other one. I suppose that is the downside. Yes, flying Frankfurters. Sirloin for big damage, yeah. Sirloin would be a rare one. Its damage would be quite immense. Hot roast also pretty solid. We get a sirloin. That's a pretty big hitbox. That also makes it pretty convenient compared to the other ones. Found a way to make that standard. I will legit do a meme run of peanuts only. I mean, I'm probably going to open it as a command. I don't think it'll be on the main command list. It'll be like one of the hidden joke commands. I haven't decided the best way to implement them yet, so I haven't really worked on many. But this would probably be the first one I would put in. So just showcasing, like, all I would do is force you to have food. And then you would just have to pause the game to swap into the food. Yeah, Eldritch is mentioning the ones with the big food. So actually, funny enough, the merchant will always give the ones that are pretty good, but it'll also give the joke items. So merchant by itself gives all the best ones. Pizza we got from the other one, but yeah, we have all the big hitters. I think the only thing we're missing is like maybe seafood. I think that might be the only one. Ooh, dunked on. Yeah, I sat through the item list one day, and I just made a command to hopefully give useful food items. Because most of them are, like, very low level. Not that useful. And obviously having infinite food would be quite silly. Slam in for salmon. Something like that. Yeah, that damage is insane. Maybe if I just put a little bit of a pause in between, it keeps the hitbox. You want to kill things with hamburgers? I'm sure we'll put in some chat favorites for sure. Sirloin has to be rare. If you just get sirloin every time, like, they would be so stupid. Like, you would just kill everything instantly. The books resist sirloin. What damage type is sirloin? How are they resisting that? Excuse me? Huh. Why can't I hit that one? Is he immune? Have we found the god resistance? Anyway, we'll go back to peanuts for a bit. Anyway, let's poke this. I'll show the other one. I think it's 130. Get through the curse again. Get away from me. Come on, get out of here. Why is curse not wearing off? Come on. I was like, I have 54 con. It's not even low. Get out of here. Anyway, insta-death corn dog. Look at it, chat. Can you imagine? Is that what superfood fight would be? It would just be like you throw it, everything dies, you win. Look at that, chat. You can see how fast it's hitting because it's hitting the lantern up there. So there's varieties of way they could die to Peanut, like that. It had a lingering hitbox. Something else. So anyway, if you can think of other items with interesting hitboxes, we'll probably check them out. I was looking at Neutron Bomb. That's how I got the 130 activation number. I think Pentagram is also 130. I was curious if they were even different, but no, they use the same hitbox. I think that's about all I really have to show. We have Barley Tea, of course. Some peanuts. Something like that. So I'm probably going to iron out some of the jumping physics on this one, but I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. And in case people missed it earlier, I'm going to show you what I'm showing off, other than the ridiculous physics of this character. Oh yeah, let's find a nice long staircase. Oh wait, the activator's on, whoops. I mean, I should probably unfreeze that. I mean, that's kind of unfair. I mean, I could just delete everything on screen. What's the hitbox on Power Sire, the whole screen? I actually can't find it. It might literally be the Orbs of Light. Because it said 2 versus like a high number. So I think it is literally, it has to collide with the graphic. Also, I was experimenting with colors, so you could just ignore those. But we gotta do the low fireball for the Thornweed. So anyway, I'm experimenting with adding things to the Axe Knight in case people missed it earlier. So, one, its jump is fixed. If you haven't seen the regular Axe Knight jump, it is atrocious. The one thing I'm looking to have it do, and it's a little janky at the moment, is it reacts to relics. So right now I have all of the relics, so I have like full controls. But that like little double jump that I did, where I was like kind of falling for a second, then went back up, like that. That is enabled via Leapstone currently. We also have Bat, which is like, it very slowly descends, which I thought was kind of a neat way to show weight of the character. And otherwise it's still pretty slow. But hey, if you need to go horizontally, kind of figure it out. It also falls very quickly, which is kind of amusing. There's also Gravity Boot jumps, which I just have assigned to R2. So if you have Leapstone and Soul of Wolf plus Gravity Boots, or Form of Mist, Power of Mist, I'll just allow you to infinitely jump. So that way you should always have Flight. One other thing though, the thing I was alluding to is, if you haven't seen it before, we're just gonna go down the stairs. Whoa! I slipped, chat. I love it so much. So anyways, messing around with states of the character, and oh my gosh, this is my favorite. So I was trying to think of something that you could use for Mist, right? Because you have to go through gates. And I was like, what if you could mess with the character graphic? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's so dumb, but I love it so much. So anyway, we modify the state so it technically thinks we're hit. If you look carefully, we go from 41 while walking, 41 while still, 42 while jumping. If I hit this button, I go into the I've been hit animation. And depending on what I'm doing, you could get some really goofy things like face planting. And so I'm going to use that for iframes. So if you're looking to dodge a boss attack, you just face plant how you dodge the boss. It feels pretty accurate to how the Axe Lord would dodge. I mean, it's not going to be super mobile, just kind of like bonking. Now, if you have Power of Mist, like what I have, you can hold it down to stay in the air longer for very dramatic, cartoonish falls. I love it, chat. You can't do other buttons while you're doing it. That's why I locked it into this state. So you can't do any of the new commands like the Fireball Cheese or the Curse Balls or Flight. I think that's pretty fair. And if you get hit before you press the button, you also don't get to control it. So it goes in the normal. And normally it looks like this if you get bonked. Just to showcase. So originally it was gonna do that as like one of the animations, but then I just thought the kicking feet was just so much funnier. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep it. I'm like, you know what? We'll call that a happy little accident, chat. I didn't intend to go for that, but I'll accept the results. So I think at this point, the Axe Armor has almost full mobility. Obviously, things like Mist Gates are still a problem, and the small chambers and all rocks are still an issue. But honestly, if you want to take the Axe Armor for a spin, it's kind of a complete character now. Obviously, I'm going to be fine-tuning this over several patches, so I'm going to leave a very preliminary version in there. If I can't find a fix for the jump, I'm still going to push it, probably today. Also, I just realized I wasn't recording again. Dang it, chat, I did it twice in a row. I get so excited to show off the goofy things. I don't hit the record button. I just realized, I was like, oh, that'd be a great thing on YouTube. Wah, wah. One day, chat. I'll write a button for myself when I do 2 games when I don't normally intend to do them. Yeah, you could kind of iframe through them. So just showing, you could just slide through them. So if you're looking for a very goofy way to travel, I just love his little kicky animation. Just love it so much, chat. And I also love the gigantic plonk that he does. So we'll have a lot to look forward to. Axe Armor is pretty much good to go. Food Fight's going to take a little while because, 1, I have to put together the list of foods it should have. 2, I have to think about if the food should be balanced. Like, is there a weighting system for the food? And then I have to figure out what damage interval would be good. So there's still a lot of testing that needs to be done. But I will acknowledge it can be done. I know exactly what things I would need to add. But we'll see from there. You love the goofiness. Yeah, that was kind of the goal with the character. I didn't want him to feel like... Oh, that scared me, actually. Because I had my volume down. But, I will state that the intent was not to make him incredibly overpowered. So we scaled back a lot of his abilities. And we burned through our MP. We have like 1,000-something MP. That's why it feels like I could just kind of do whatever I want. But in realistic scenarios, we're not really going to see this. I think one of the more important things that kind of helps him out is making sure that his damage actually scales with strength. I can't believe they made an attack in this game that doesn't scale with strength, that it's like a melee move. I'm like, why would they do that, chat? Anyway, we fixed that. So one other thing that I was looking to do is you kind of see there's like different jump heights. So that's another big problem with the Axe Armor. If you've never played with the Axe Armor before, which I don't blame you if you've never tried it, the Axe Armor has only one jump height. It does not matter if you hold X or don't hold X. The Axe Armor is not able to even clear this gap normally. So even just with like a tap jump, if I just do it real quick, you know, I could still make the little short jumps at least. So he goes from being able to jump 1 tile to 2 tiles with a quick tap. But if I hold it down, I could get quite a jump there. As I said before, the jump itself is still a little janky. So you can see sometimes I get like that second momentum. That is not entirely intentional. Other than that, I think it's working okay. Again, these are not like showstoppers for the character. So it's like good enough. So what I'm gonna say, like at least you have a way of dodging bosses. So it should technically be doable. And obviously having projectiles definitely helps. Now the damage on that looked very high, but keep in mind my int is 70. So of course that's gonna do 1,000,000 damage. Plus the book is weak to fire. So the damage numbers I think are way tuned down. They might actually be slightly undertuned. Only because I'm used to playtesting with a character with absolutely absurd int that you will never realistically get in a run. But hey, it's kind of fun. We only have one obstacle left, chat. The major one that stops us from doing like an Axe Lord armor run only. It's the door. I can't get through the door, chat. Do you know how badly I want to phase through this door? You have no idea, chat. Like, look how close I am. My head goes off screen. I'm so close. The one thing I'm gonna do, I'll do it off stream. The one thing I'm gonna do is I want to just find the collision box of the character, and I'm gonna do that by looking at Alucard and seeing where, you know, things get toggled on and off, and I want to see if it's the same for the Axe Knight. Now, in theory, I should be able to just use the same values that Mist uses. So if it ends up being a lot of things to disable, I'm okay with that. I just have to capture them. So the intent is for the falling animation to have no collision box. Or if it does have a collision box, I make it extremely, extremely small. Because I know the Mist, for example, still interacts with walls. But it's very easy to fit into gaps, which is a big problem with this. Outlook made a hitbox detection add-on for BizHawk. Does that not work in the new version? I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea how to work things in BizHawk. I literally just kind of picked it up randomly. I don't know how to run Lua scripts. I know of it. I literally have no idea how to do it. Never used it before. I don't even know how to code with Lua, so I'm not even sure what initiates it in BizHawk. If somebody knows how to do it, I'm going to go, cool. If you could shoot me a message, I will probably use it because it's still out there. I think it's in the SotN API folders. But yeah, I have no idea how to get it started. There's not really like a guide on it from what I saw either. Hello, Shaky. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed the little kicky feats. I think God's Child also knows, so I might reach out to him. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, I love the face plant. I love that I made him glow, too. I'm so happy I found that animation. Yeah, the Axe Armor has, like, almost no animations, so finding stuff to use for all the different things is going to be very tricky. A lot of them are probably going to have to be, like, the standstill animation. But yeah, I still think my favorite one is the face plant. I just love you can just fall over, just trip to dodge. Do the dramatic fall. So we'll give it a test. Oh, I'm actually out of MP. Wow, that took a while. That's why we'll reset. Get my MP back. Yeah, we can shoot fireballs and stuff. We can do whatever we want, chat. I can't decide if I want that purple fireball or the other one. Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of, chat. See that kind of darker color? I think that gives off the intent that it's a curse a bit more, but I also kind of like the default color. So, who knows? So anyway, yeah, we have I think it's cut damage on the axe. We have fire on the fireball, and this is curse. So we have some different damage types. More useful for mods that change the damage resistance to enemies, but also gives you different things to use. I don't know if Dracula resists curse at all. I know he resists fire. I know bosses like Akmadon, I think, are immune to curse. So there's, like, reasons to use the different spells. The only thing I really want to do in the long term with this, other than make it, like, full-fledged exploration, is to probably do something that consumes hearts. So even if it's just something like... Actually, let me see. How hard or easy is this to do? Give me 1 second. Oh, I forgot to actually unequip that. I just want to check this out on stream. So... swap equipment will do it for me. So I'm looking to see if we could get the throwable axe as his, like, only projectile. I feel like that's very thematic, and he normally has that in other iterations that he's in. Give it a second, though. Come on, game. You could do it. Give me another weapon. I don't want the cross. I know how to summon the cross if I really want it. Do you really give me the stopwatch again? You failed me, randomization. Hopefully you're doing well, Shaky. We're basically at the end of the little experimentation, but I wanted to show off that food fight can be real. And I'm not going to put it in this patch, but probably next patch. Then I'm going to be focusing on co-op, I think. So people want to have co-op Axe Lord armor stuff. Maybe that'll end up happening. This is killing me. It's a 1 in 7 because you can't get empty hand. Why can I not get it? Brutal chat. I mean, hearts only will give me better odds of it. No, I don't want Bible. I know how to do Bible. I'm going to start with co-op because Eldritch, I really don't know what to do for the verses, honestly. Like, we talked about the time attack before, but I don't see how that wouldn't just mean, like, the first person to get the first boss just wins. I think it's my problem with the versus mode. Right? Like, because then they put you behind, and then you should never, in theory, ever catch up to them unless they make a big mistake. But I'm not going to say it's off the table, because I think with co-op, for example, there could be like a version of it that gives every player, no matter what, the penalties. So like if the play, so for example, like you could just have the bot randomly giving you bad commands to both players the whole time, so it would be like co-op in air quotes. Or if first mode triggered it for both players, I would be okay with that. But I can't think of a way that you could only give it to one and it wouldn't just put them really far behind. Because it's not like you could just instantly fix it. What about the race mode where chat can input and host and affect both players? Yeah, that would be the co-op mode. It would just be disabling the co-op actions. So that would be on the table. So that for sure. That is planned. I originally was supposed to be planned this patch, but I got excited for Axe Lord armor and I kind of got distracted. So I didn't really touch too much in co-op. I did some very light stuff for the UI. So it's not that I haven't looked into it at all, but I have not put any serious code into it. I've looked a little bit under the covers. I think it should be fairly straightforward to pass commands back and forth, since all the framework is there for me. I just have to do it. Yeah, I got distracted putting stuff in. Like, the way I came across Food Fight is originally I wanted to see, for example, wow, we are having the worst. Can we talk about this? I'm actually having the worst sub-weapon luck. But I will state that for, yeah, for Axe Armor, I was originally looking to do, like, the Neutron Bomb burst attack. Because I was like, there has to be other ways to add item effects to the game as like an ability. So I'm like, what if I could just make him throw anything? And then from there, it's turned into, oh, I can make everything lethal. Swap equipment could give you empty hand? I thought I removed that. Oh. Okay. I mean, it's not... Oh, that glitch, though. That glitch is something. What happened? That was something. Oh, what happened to my state? Hello? We're like phasing between realities. Did swap equipment give me axe armor or something briefly? Is that what happened? I guess it did. Need something for heals. You can use Head's Karma Coin as a hand effect. Nah, too slow. I can't believe we can't get axe. I must have re-rolled this like 20 times, chat. How can we not get axe on stream? This is ridiculous. I know it's in the game, chat. I've gotten it before with swap equipment. I mean, at this point, I might as well just hearts only. I'm gonna give up if it's not on this. Oh, there we go. That was like 25 attempts, chat. Basically, the soul steal. No, there's easier ways to do it, and it doesn't involve the karma coin either way. Sorry, Shaky. I have no interest in implementing the karma coin. It is too slow. I can generically give a lifesteal effect, but I don't need the karma coin for it. Okay, so I just want to check one thing. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to do a quick RAM watch. So it's not any of the values I know of currently. So I'm going to search the RAM, which chat can't see. But basically, I'm going to say we're going to eliminate some addresses. So I just did a quick scan. So we're going to see for something that is not equal to the previous value. So I'm going to immediately throw and pause and search. Man, I wish I had a frame advance here. That would make life really easy. Try one more time. Trying to clear it. Is equal to, because nothing's happening here. I'm going to put not equal to. Didn't do what I wanted. Hold on a second, chat. I went to go throw the axe and nothing happened. I think maybe I clicked off the screen by accident. Okay. So equal to, just to clear out some initial values, then not equal to. See, my concern is if I throw this, it's not going to give myself more time to react to this. Let's do something like this. That was okay. I'm gonna pause to take a look. Ooh, there's still too many addresses. I have to find a different way to narrow it down. Unless this is the address range. No. I'm basically looking to see where in the memory it just loaded the axe. Like, it has to be somewhere. One second. No. I'll take a look. I'm not seeing it offhand. I saw a big row of blank entries, but not anything I can use. Also, I think the demon card is throwing off the search. Please don't do that card. Thank you. Nothing in there. It's a pretty dead address. I'll try one more time. Okay. Yeah, there's still too many variables, unfortunately. It was very easy to find the items, actually, but I'm not sure where they load the sub-weapons. I have to take a look at that, because technically you should be able to swap the graphic of the axe. And things like the momentum of the axe, the cost and the damage have to be stored somewhere. So I'm going to take a look. Maybe there's a known damage range for this already. Because once you have one thing, you can kind of eliminate a whole bunch of things. They generally group them together in memory. Give me 1 second, chat. I just want to see. I think I have a cheat already that modifies it, so I'm curious what the hex value is of that. Nine 7BFs for the weapon select. Oh, 7-4. 7 or B9. Let me take a look at that real quick. That one of my ranges. There kind of is something there. If I throw something, what happens? Ooh, a whole bunch of things changed there. What if I freeze them real quick? What happens? Probably crash the game. Huh. Well, that didn't seem to have any effect. Never mind, chat. We'll take a look at this, I think, off stream. At some point. But I think for now, we got a nice showcase of where we are at the moment. So we'll be releasing, I think, this patch probably by the end of the day, maybe on July 4th. But there's only just a small few touches I want to do for Axe Armor. Obviously, extremely experimental. But it has literally no impact on normal runs because nobody would ever normally go out of their way to equip it unless it's their starting item. So I think it's fair to just kind of leave it in as is, and chat can have fun with it while it's goofy and broken. But I think for the most part, it is able to probably do most bosses now. Especially with the flight mechanic, it's probably able to do bees, it's able to fight Succubus, because think about it before, Succubus was at the top right of the screen, so if you don't kill Succubus instantly, you can't do anything. And now there's just different ways to fly. So I feel like most of those issues have been resolved. I'll probably revert the color change on the Fireball. Maybe do one more pass on the double jump mechanic. But again, it's not like it prevents normal game progression, because you can't progress through the game with this normally anyway. So, we'll see. We'll leave it as is. Maybe chat will have fun with it. But I think for now, chat, I am done. I need some food. It's ended up being quite a long stream. Let's chat in general. Expectations for future Mayhem patches. So this patch will be coming out soon. It includes a lot of bug fixes and stability changes. However, it now introduces a whole slew of bugs with the axe armor. But I think the core gameplay will be pretty solid. Next patch will probably involve a few joke commands and me messing around with the chatbot. The problem with the joke commands is I don't have a really good way of storing them without making the list in the chatbot enormous. So that's been my big hesitancy with the joke commands. Not that I don't mind doing them, it's just that I feel like it's really intimidating looking at a list at like 70-something commands. Because at this point, there are a lot of commands in Mayhem. Because think about it this way. Trap has 3 different variations of it. And that is a lot of menus to maintain. So I'm trying to think if there's a better way to maintain the joke commands. So I'll look into it as I go through the co-op. I think the goal is probably to speak with probably Gods next Thursday, or probably Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see how far I get with it. Either that or I'll just hold it for Saturday. And we'll do a co-op. So basically everything got pushed back a week. But it's for axe armor and it was for bug fixes. So I still feel like it went to an overall better product. So hopefully the chat enjoyed seeing the showcase of the very silly, goofy axe armor kicks in the air. I'm definitely leaving that in the final game. I'm never going to change that, other than to change facing. But all the animations should be the same. So I'm going to look more into some of the hitbox detection and things like that. But I think the big issue is right now you can't go through doors. Unless somebody can resolve that issue of being able to open the loading door zones, or even the sealed... the Jewel of Open sealed doors, then it's still not possible to do a axe armor only challenge. You could do it like an 80% axe armor challenge, but it is what it is. At least you can dunk on Dracula now. I mean, you should have all the tools. You're not doing a very sad 40 damage to him. You should be doing upwards of maybe 60 to 70, which given his attack speed is not terrible. And given that you could also use other spells, I think that kind of makes up for it. But anyway, chat, I don't have anything else to say. So thank you for joining. I'll be going back into Twitch yet again to get the VOD. So hopefully this will end up on YouTube. If you're watching this from YouTube, hopefully you enjoyed it.